Welcome to Miss Scarlett, the place to be feminine. Subscribe and enjoy. Liam sat nervously in front of Aunt Frida's vanity as she flitted around him, gathering an array of cosmetics, brushes, and styling tools. He fidgeted in the chair, eyeing his reflection warily. What had he gotten himself into? "Oh, Liam, this is going to be so much fun! You're going to look absolutely fabulous when I'm done with you." Frida sing-songed as she plugged in a curling iron. Liam managed a weak smile. When his aunt had first suggested this little makeover experiment, his gut reaction had been to refuse. The idea of being dressed up like a girl made his cheeks burn with embarrassment. But Frida had looked so enthusiastic, her eyes sparkling with creativity and mischief, that he found himself hesitantly agreeing. If it made her happy, he supposed he could endure it for one afternoon, though he prayed none of his friends would ever find out. "Tilt your head back and close your eyes," Frida instructed, brandishing an eyeshadow palette. Liam obliged and felt the soft swish of a brush dusting powder across his eyelids. He tried not to flinch as Frida worked, applying eyeshadow, eyeliner, mascara, and blush with an expert hand. The subtle scent of the makeup tickled his nose. Next, she had him pucker his lips as she carefully painted them with lipstick. Liam peeked one eye open and caught a glimpse of bright glossy red. He quickly squeezed his eyes shut again. This was so weird. "Almost done," Frida announced cheerfully. "Let's get this wig on you, and then you can put on the dress I picked out." Liam sat very still as Frida fitted a wig cap over his short brown hair and carefully arranged a long, wavy black wig on top. She fussed with it for a few minutes, adjusting it until it sat just right. Liam could feel the weight of the long tresses brushing against his shoulders and back. It felt alien and strange. "Okay, open your eyes and take a look," Frida said. "But no peeking at the full effect until you've got the dress on." Hesitantly, Liam opened his eyes and stared at his reflection. He barely recognized himself. Smoky eyeshadow made his blue eyes pop and stand out dramatically. Long, dark lashes framed them, making them look bigger. His skin seemed to glow with a healthy, radiant blush, and his lips were a sophisticated deep red that made him think of old Hollywood movie stars. But most shocking of all was the cascade of shiny black waves that now tumbled past his shoulders. The wig completely transformed his face, hiding any trace of the teenage boy he was. He looked like a whole different person, like a girl, an attractive one. It was surreal. "Wow," he breathed, unable to tear his eyes away from the mirror. "I look gorgeous," Frida finished for him. "I knew you had the bone structure to pull off a glamorous, femme fatale sort of look. Wait until you see the total package." She shooed him behind an oriental changing screen in the corner and handed him a bundle of emerald green satin. "Put this on. Careful not to mess up your makeup. And here, these too." She tossed a pair of black patent leather heels over the screen. Liam unfolded the dress and gaped at how tiny it seemed. How was he supposed to fit into this? But as he gingerly stepped into it and pulled it up, he was amazed at how the stretchy material hugged his slim figure, almost like it was made for him. The dress had an off-the-shoulder neckline that highlighted his delicate collarbones. It nipped in at the waist and then flared out into a full, swishy skirt that fell to just above his knees. He had to admit it was a stunning dress. He felt a little thrill as the satin swirled around his freshly shaved legs. The heels proved trickier. He needed to hold on to the edge of Frida's vanity to keep his balance as his feet wobbled in the unfamiliar shoes. Standing up straight, he was surprised at how much taller they made him. The heels forced him to stand in a whole new way, hips and chest forward. He felt elegant, poised. It was a confidence boost. "Well, don't keep me in suspense! Let me see!" Frida called impatiently from the white other side of the screen. Liam took a deep breath. This was it, the big reveal. He stepped out from behind the screen, arms held out tentatively. "Ta-da?" he said uncertainly. Frida's hands flew to her mouth as she gazed at him in astonishment. Her eyes looked distinctly misty. Oh, Liam, you're an absolute vision. Darling, you look exquisite." She took his hand and led him over to the full-length mirror in the corner. "Look at you, the belle of any ball." Liam stared at the beautiful, poised young woman in the mirror. The dress, the hair, the makeup, it all came together into a head-turning look straight out of the pages of a fashion magazine. He could hardly believe that glamorous reflection was him. A warm flush of pleasure crept into his cheeks. Here he was, spending his Saturday dressed to the nines in his aunt's clothes. And he was enjoying it. It felt good to look this pretty, this fancy, this feminine. A part of him wanted to luxuriate in this new feeling, to twirl and pose and admire his disguise. He never got to indulge any interests in fashion or beauty back home with his parents and friends. Maybe this could be a fun little secret for him and Frida to share. "You know, I think we need to take this look out for a spin," Frida announced with a gleam in her eye. "What do you say, Lily? Feel like going shopping? Maybe turning a few heads, breaking a few hearts?" She winked. Liam's stomach gave a little flip at the thought of venturing out in public like this. But as he met his aunt's encouraging gaze in the mirror, a thrill of boldness overtook him. Why not? No one would ever guess it was him under this glamorous disguise. Today he could be anyone he wanted. Today he was Lily. He gave his long curls a practice toss over his shoulder and put a hand on his hip, feeling a grin tug at his cherry-red lips. "Let's do it. Lead the way, Aunt Frida." His aunt took his arm with a conspiratorial smile as she steered them out of the bedroom. "Lily, my dear, I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship," she said. "You and I are going to have so much fun together." Liam felt a fizzy sense of excitement as he click-clacked along the sidewalk beside Aunt Frida, the wind tousling his long curls. It was strange, walking in heels, but there was something satisfying about the authoritative sound they made against the pavement. He was amazed at how different the simple act of walking felt with this new look. The swish of the skirt around his legs, the sway the shoes put in his step. It made him feel taller, older, glamorous. Frida seemed to be in her element, strolling along with her nose in the air like she owned the street. She was dressed to complement Liam's outfit, in a chic black wrap dress and movie star sunglasses. "Now, Lily," she said, shooting him a mischievous smile. "The key is to walk with confidence, like you're a woman with places to be and people to see. Chin up, shoulders back. Make them work to deserve your attention." Liam tried to copy her self-assured strut, though he wobbled a bit here and there on the unfamiliar heels. A few passers-by shot them curious glances, and he felt himself blush under their scrutiny. Did they suspect? But then he caught a glimpse of his reflection in a shop window as they passed. The striking young woman looking back at him bolstered his courage. Let them look. Today, he wasn't shy, awkward Liam. He was vivacious, mysterious Lily. He channeled that identity like an actor stepping into a role. They cruised past cafes and boutiques, art galleries and antique shops, all the quirky local businesses that made their town unique. Liam had walked this street 100 times before, but never like this. Never as the recipient of admiring double takes and intrigued smiles from strangers. It was embarrassing and flattering all at once. Don't worry, you're doing marvelously, Frida reassured him, patting his arm. We'll make a fabulous femme fatale out of you yet. Every woman should know how to stop traffic with a single, smoldering glance. She demonstrated with an exaggeratedly sultry pout in the direction of a passing businessman. The poor man walked into a lamppost. Liam hid a smile behind his hand, both amused and astonished. He wasn't used to wielding that kind of head-turning power. It was strangely thrilling, knowing he could draw eyes, disrupt the daily flow with his mere presence. Was this how beautiful women always felt? They paused to browse the window displays of an upscale women's wear shop. Liam found his eyes drawn to an elegant, long-line silk robe in rich emerald green edged with black lace trim. It would match the shoes Frida had lent him perfectly. Almost without thinking, he sighed. That is gorgeous. It would look stunning on you, Frida agreed, a speculative gleam in her eye. Very old Hollywood glamour. Want to try it on? Liam's eyes widened. Oh no, I couldn't, he demurred automatically. He was just playing dress up for a day. He couldn't actually start acquiring a real woman's wardrobe, could he? Frida wasn't taking no for an answer. She grabbed his hand and tugged him into the boutique. Nonsense! A fabulous robe is a must-have for any glamour girl's wardrobe. Consider it a gift. Welcome in, ladies. Can I help you find anything today? Chirped the stylish saleswoman who greeted them just inside the door. Her eyes flickered over Liam appraisingly, taking in the outfit. He held his breath, certain she would peg him for an imposter and kick them out at any moment. But she just smiled welcomingly and ushered them into the serenely chic interior of the shop. Let me know if you need a fitting room or a second opinion on anything. I'm Mindy and I'm here to help. Well, apparently his transformation into Lily was convincing enough to fool the casual observer. The knowledge sent a little thrill through him. He really could pull this off. Frida took charge, sweeping through the artfully arranged racks and displays like a woman on a mission. She grabbed the emerald green robe and a few other pieces on the way to the fitting rooms in the back. Here, try these too, she said, pressing a burgundy velvet wrap top and a delicate black lace camisole into Liam's hands. Oh, and this! A swishy ebony maxi skirt joined the pile draped over his arm. Liam's head spun at the prices on some of the tags, but Frida waved away his stammered protests as she shoved him into a fitting room. Oh, please, I haven't had this much fun playing dress-up in ages. Let your fairy godmother spoil you! The fitting room was a posh little sanctuary of thick cream carpet and flattering light. Liam set down his haul and faced the 360-degree mirrors, somewhat trepidatiously. He had to admit he was dazzled by his own reflection. The girl looking back at him was a knockout, all glossy hair and bedroom eyes, but she also exuded a certain self-possessed grace that was new. He straightened his shoulders and tossed his hair experimentally. Yes, this was a woman who knew her own allure. Lily was starting to feel like a real person. Well, may as well embrace the fantasy. He shimmied out of the green satin dress, careful not to rumple it. The robe went on first, a whisper of cool silk against his skin. It cascaded fluidly to the floor in an elegant sweep, nipping in at the waist to highlight his newfound curves. The rich emerald was stunning with his coloring, and the black lace added just the right touch of drama. He felt like the star of his own silver screen romance. Next came the burgundy velvet top. It wrapped around his torso, hugging and defining his slim build in a way that made him feel deliciously feminine. The V-neck dipped low, making him grateful for the lacy black camisole Frida had added. It kept things on the tasteful side of daring. He tried the maxi skirt last. It was a subtly shimmery ebony with a flirty, flared cut that swirled enchantingly around his stocking-clad legs as he twirled in front of the mirror. Combined with the velvet top, it was an unexpectedly alluring combination of textures that seemed made for candlelit soirees and midnight walks along the river. Liam had never felt so elegant, so sensual, so utterly captivating. Was this the way beautiful clothes were supposed to make you feel? He suddenly understood why some women seemed to take such delight in fashion. If putting on a certain dress could make you feel this magnetic, this powerful, well, it was heady stuff. "Lily, how's it going in there?" Frida sing-songed from outside the fitting room door. "Come on out! I'm dying to see!" Liam took a deep breath, readying himself to make a grand entrance, then stepped out and struck a pose with one hand on his hip like an old-school pinup girl. Frida gasped audibly, her hands flying to her cheeks. "Liam, you look... there are no words." Her eyes were shining with emotion. "Sweetie, if you weren't my nephew, I swear you could be a model. That ensemble is pure magic on you." Liam grinned at her, flattered and flustered by the praise.
"It does feel pretty amazing,"
he admitted shyly. "Like it was made for me." He ran an appreciative hand over the lush velvet. "Well, I think we can take that as a sign," Frida said, eyes twinkling. "It's settled. We're getting you the whole haul. A gift from me to you to commemorate the grand debut of the lovely Lily." "What? Oh no, Aunt Frida, I couldn't possibly let you do that," Liam protested, wide-eyed at the extravagance of the offer. The price tags on these clothes were no joke. But Frida was resolute.
"I won't hear a word against it,"
she said firmly. "Every woman deserves to have that special outfit that makes her feel invincible. If these clothes give you even a fraction of the joy they seem to, they're more than worth it." She laid a gentle hand on Liam's cheek, her gaze warm and solemn. "Liam, I hope you know that you never have to hide or suppress any part of yourself with me. I love you exactly as you are, and I will always support you following your heart, wherever it may lead." Liam felt suddenly, embarrassingly close to tears. He wasn't used to an adult, let alone a family member, accepting him so completely. Eccentricities and all. It meant more than he could say. Unable to get words out around the lump in his throat, he simply stepped forward and hugged Frida fiercely. She hugged him back just as hard. No words were necessary. When they finally separated, Liam wiped surreptitiously at his damp eyes, trying not to smudge Frida's carefully applied makeup.
"Well?"
he said, voice only a little wobbly. "I suppose Lily will be needing some fabulous new outfits to officially make her debut." "That's the spirit!" Frida agreed.
"Now go change back and I'll get Mindy to start ringing us up."
As he shimmied back into the emerald dress, Liam's heart felt full to bursting. This was already shaping up to be one of the most memorable days of his life. He had started it as a shy, unremarkable teenage boy. And now, here he was, stepping into the skin of a confident young woman about to take the town by storm. He hardly recognized himself, inside or out. But he was beginning to suspect that maybe, just maybe, this was a part of himself he was always meant to explore and embrace. With Aunt Frida's support and the mystical power of a killer outfit, he was ready to see where this new path might lead. Watch out, world. Lily was on her way.